Alright, just to clear the confusion, the ticking that you'll be hearing now, we call it as beats. Now these beats can be grouped into twos, duple, threes, triple, twos and threes mainly, which are known as duple and triple musically. So when it's grouped in four, four is known as quadruple. Think it's a subdivision of a duple time. When it's grouped in six, known as septuplets, think it's a further subdivision of a triple time. When it's grouped in five, quintuplet, it's an odd grouping. So let's start clapping with twos and fours. Twos, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, without counting. So I'm stressing on some beats, so you have to notice it, take note of it. Now a bar line is a vertical line that separates these groups. Like in group of twos, what happens? 1, 2, vertical line, 1, 2, vertical line, 1, 2, vertical line, 1, 2, vertical line. So you can say now we are tapping 4 bars of twos, such as 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Now let's try to tap in fours. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4 bars of tapping on the group of fours. So I'll count it for you according to the bar. Okay, so do not get confused. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4, and the fourth bar, 4, 2, 3, 4. Now let's clap twos and fours and see the difference. So I'll be counting and clapping. Do note my emphasis or stress on some beats. Okay. The stress or emphasis was on the first beat. Second beat was weak, so making it strong, weak, strong, weak, strong, weak, strong, weak. Now let's clap fours again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. The emphasis or stress was on the first and a slightly strong on the third beat. So it makes it like strong, weak, generally. In groupings of fours, we have two emphasis note, two stress note. So on the first beat and the third beat, the third beat is slightly weaker than the first. So you can call it a secondary accent. So accent is what we are going to learn today. These were all accents when I said emphasis, stress. So I did not want to confuse you first. So now forget emphasis, forget stress, call it accent. Okay, so what's the difference between groupings of twos and grouping of fours? In grouping of twos, you have one accent, 1, 2, 1, 2. In grouping of fours, you have two accent, one a secondary accent. Here it goes. Okay. So to say, in groups of twos, the accent beats is the first beat. Group of fours, the accented beats are the first beat and the third beat. Now let's clap in trees and six. Trees. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Accent on the first beat, further making it strong, weak, weak. That was trees. Now six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Accent on the first and the fourth beat. So the difference between trees and six, trees you have just one accent on one bar, and on six you have two accent on one bar. So grouping of five, as I said, is an odd grouping. Anyone interested in odd time signatures can start from this grouping of five. So that's what we're talking about next, time signatures, which is rather subjective, but I want to clarify it a bit. So five grouping, as I said, is an odd, so it will be so if you want to count it straight, the first beat in every grouping is always the strongest beat, and then it depends musically. So I'll give you three variations here of five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Now another. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Next one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So figure it out, make good music. All the best.